Whew. It is really nice being back. Like, you don't even understand how good this feels. Okay, from Dig That smooth voiced son of a bitch who just like, wait till you listen to this voice here. He's gonna get you so excited. Dig That. Let's see why the Star Citizen community can't let go even when they want to. Okay.
Game crashes, broken elevators.
This game's a scam.
Bed logging bugs, missing items.
Stop giving them monies.
Backlogged ships, mission bugs.
Star Citizen players are morons.
This game's a scam. Stop giving them monies. Star Citizen players are morons.
Ever notice that Star Citizen is like Bob's Burgers? It's a big, juicy, creative burger of futuristic space goodness with its insane...
Wait. I gotta talk with Dig That and let him know that he needs to make some parody songs, man. Like, I'm telling you what, he's gonna have a hit. That was golden right there, man. I was waiting for the beat to drop on that one.
Ships, beautiful views, and gameplay moments that can only happen organically here. It's got other folks trying to attempt their own version of some of the recipes, like Jimmy Pesto with the Burger Ball Pit. It's also a game in development, which comes with its own built-in difficulties, like the constant setbacks that Bob's restaurant weathers from his eccentric family and other factors from thoughtless event organizers, pretentious critics, all the way to hurricanes. Star Citizen carries the burden of long development time, complex systems interacting with each other, and the inevitable bugs along the way, especially with a particular one we've seen a lot of lately. The Star Citizen Resource Drive event, which offers numerous rewards, has incentivized thousands of people to hop in for some long sessions, which in turn has exposed some pretty deep cracks in the code, as well as the beast-like tenacity citizens have with this game, instead of jumping ship like you'd expect. Not too long ago, somebody in the stream chat asked, what keeps you going in Star Citizen? And my
Listen, avoid this and take the $150,000 mission. Get yourself something that can carry some cargo. Get yourself a Connie Taurus for like 6 million credits in the game. Buy yourself one of those. Get yourself a Herc for like 16 million credits in the game. And then just load up and take this 150,000 mission. Get a sniper rifle. Park right above the outposts and just peck off all the NPC. And then just right from the ship, just tractor in all the boxes, in and out, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, get the credit for the cargo, get the 150K, and maybe grab some weapons while you're at it. Get yourself, some F-55s, get yourself some AO3s, get yourself some scalpels, right? And then sell those off too once you got a big old pile of those. And then it's worth it. That's a tip from DG. Like, if you want to not get into all this mess, take the 150,000 missions, take the tractor beam the crates, park right above these derelict outposts with all these NPCs in it, take the 150,000 mission, and just zip. Bring them in, deliver it, and you're done.
Reason and your reason may not
Raph
be exactly the same, but
yeah.
they come from the same.
The one reason I guess you could get down. The reason I like the Connie Taurus is because it's got that large bed that comes down, and I'm just picking off people from the top, like 10 to 15 NPCs, and you got space to move around on the cargo deck as it drops down from the Taurus, and you got plenty of room, and you just bring up that's one of the reasons I use that one.
This question ain't unreasonable. You ever found yourself on the edge of leaving the game, and then you see a patch trailer pop up that make you feel that itch again? You be telling yourself, I'm done. But then somebody mentions armor specializations have been seeping in, or the stealthy prowler utility just dropped, and then
just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Why is it so hard to walk away? Like, really walk away from Star Citizen? It ain't just sunk costs. It ain't hype. If you're wondering why citizens are so emotionally invested, we're gonna break down exactly what's locking folks down, like one of them guys in a toxic relationship that show up to work with a broken car window and a smile on his face. Everybody know that dude. Don't act like you don't. Over 10 years ago, Star Citizen was just a man with a dream in his heart and a video camera in his face. The picture that was painted for us was that of a once-in-a-generation dream game, the one we've seen fragments of images of in our dreams since we was kids, traveling through space in a futuristic ship to go and do whatever we wanted as the star of the show. The picture wasn't just about gameplay, though. It was about changing gaming itself. Back then, consoles ruled the Solarverse. If you wanted to play a big AAA game with enough capital behind it to make it really sing, you needed to be on console. And if you're on PC, maybe, just maybe, you might get a decent port of it. But games ported to PC didn't really take advantage of the superior capabilities, and sometimes they were a half-ass port that they rushed out just to get it out in time. So you used to hear the phrase consoles holding PC back a lot, when it actually was publishers and even studios holding PC back. So the man with the dream decided it was time to do what no one else would. Make a huge, big, ambitious space opera game for PC, backed by the folks who want to—
and revolutionized funding of gaming going forward. Like, quite literally, Chris never gets the credit for it. It's nice to hear Dig that actually give him credit for that, because that was the environment at the time. And leave it to Chris to do something like this, man. Guy gets no credit at all. Everybody thinks he's on a yacht, for God's sake, you know. And the fact that he kind of changed the entire way that game funding happens is revolutionary, man.
Played and flipped the bird at the publishers who would have scaled it down, rushed it, and ultimately ruined a good thing. This was a revolutionary thing to do in the industry where a handful of big corporations ruled the gaming landscape with an iron fist. To be an underdog going against the winds and producing a game that was bigger than the constrictive, iterative development norms that publishers insisted on was a bold move. And on top of that, it was a space game in the era where space was mostly being ignored in gaming, where everybody said, sign me up. It made you part of the dream, a backer, a pioneer, someone early to something huge. But the reality hasn't always lived up to the promise. Being first to do anything means weathering a lot of storms and difficulties. For years, there were missed dates. It was to the point where the veterans among us would just add 6 months to a year to any dates that came out of CIG. There were clunky builds. Before I signed up, I remember seeing a clip from CitizenCon where NPCs were popping in and out. I was like, they really showing this at a convention? All the OGs know about the NPCs T-posing on chairs. I was destined to become a meme. So year after year, there was a cycle between hope and disappointment. You'd see the roadmap, which at the time was like 4 patches deep. You'd be like, hell yeah, we getting object container streaming or the Hornet Heartseeker in a few months. A few months later, whatever feature you were looking forward to was taken off the new patch and placed on one 3 patches down into the future. It was a manic depressive experience. This is where most games would start losing people. Being part of something new and exciting was good, but the delays to your gaming reasons to be there were a tough blow, even though what existed in the game was obviously great when it was working. But the good times were often punctuated with 30K errors that would crash your session, leading you to start over or give up. So why are so many of us still here and the player numbers still growing? You could frame it in a psychological context.
I'm going to tell you the easiest answer. It's the scale. It's always been the scale. Just like he was talking about when consoles were the king of the hill. Everything was limited. There was limits to everything that you played. The dream was that the scale was going to be massive, and there were no limits. Just like my friend Limitless here, they are promising a limitless experience, right? Limitless, is he still here? Limitless. Wow. That's the easiest answer.
Identity attachment. Being a backer becomes who you are.
Damn
Community
right.
belonging.
Right.
It's not just a game, it's your org, the inside jokes, content creators you follow.
It's in Limitless's name, man.
Variable reward loops. That one's hard to ignore.
And Limitless
Intermittent
is as
progress
OG as
happens,
you
which keeps folks checking back in. Creative expression even. The tools to create things within the game aren't matured, but creating and participating in org events, making machinimas and economic fantasies. Oh, it's a scene, man. But underneath the criticism, the memes, the frustration, is still the belief. What if they do pull it off? What if they continue making the spoken things into real things until it's finally done? They accomplished server meshing after people called it a pipe dream, so what if? Star Citizen. A most ambitious and protracted endeavor, an intricate digital construct meticulously designed to simulate an expansive, persistent universe. It is, in essence, an anomaly. one born from an insatiable desire to transcend the limitations of contemporary interactive experiences, yet perpetually hindered by the inherent complexities of its own aspirations. The developers, akin to architects of past simulations, labor under the paradox of their own ambition, crafting an experience that seeks to achieve verisimilitude in a manner hitherto unrealized. The result is a recursive cycle of iteration, expansion, and refinement, an endeavor that, while admirable, remains asymptotically approaching a state of perceived completion. And yet, those who inhabit this simulation, these citizens, persist. They are drawn not by what is, but by what could be, embracing the illusion of progress as both their purpose and their burden. Whether this construct will ultimately reach its intended state or become yet another example of systemic inevitability remains an equation unresolved. But then, as you are undoubtedly aware, hope, the quintessential human delusion, is both the source of their greatest strength and their greatest weakness. The architect aside, Star Citizen has its version of Hugos that make their way in uninvited.
Dude, he's nailing it. Like, Dig That has got it, man. Dude, what a great job he's doing on this one. I have to give it to him right now. I'm telling you right now, I'm liking this. Why? I hate when it shows that I'm not subscribed, and I've subscribed to this man like 3 times, man.
Out of noise and hope for it to fail, which is lame. Go find something to like instead of putting your energy into hate. Within the community, criticism comes from folks who want to believe. Every patch that does something right, like 3.18 salvaging or 4.0 server meshing, rekindles the hope that this is real, that the dream is still alive. Years of watching people say, man, Pyro ain't never gonna happen. It just floats out the exhaust as you traveling through a wormhole away from Pyro Gateway. Salvaging that.
Dude, he is so right. Like, look at everything. This is exactly how we started out the stream. Look at how all these things are happening. And as soon as something happens, Pyro happens, it's forgotten about. And the majority of content creation on Star Citizen goes to the next problem, rather than, you know, saying, hey, here's something that came out and is a good thing. You'll get like a 1-week cycle where everybody's excited about the one thing they did, and then the next thing that they did. And as they come out, they'll get excited, and that'll last like a week. But what lasts forever, apparently, is like the newest, the sky is falling, Chicken Little routine that I see the Star Citizen content creators gravitate to, because the monetization.
A ship that the wind has been scraping the paint off for days after a player died in it keeps you feeling cozy in the verse that other people say it couldn't be. Knowing that more and more content is coming because there's no publishers to put the kibosh on it is satisfying as you spearhead a group event to take down a gigantic worm in radiation suits that you took off some renegade scientists in a hidden lab underneath an ever-present radioactive storm. So Star Citizen can be frustrating, but it pays off so well. More and more so as it matures bit by bit, even when it gets a little frustrating. Together we put up a collective middle finger to the current state of game development. Yes, there's bugs while they're building the game, but at least we're not playing the 8th sequel to Game X, which didn't...
I mean, frankly, this is not the same game we were playing like 2 years ago. This is so much more of a game than it was 2 years ago, and in so many less years than it took prior to this. You know, like, this game within the past 2 years has gone light speed. People don't realize it. People that are new don't realize it. And shame on Star Citizen content creators that have been around for a long time. They know it. They know within the last 2 years, this is much more of a game than it ever used to be. And, you know, when I see like OG Star Citizen content creators kind of just negate that, they don't even want to talk about that because they'd rather talk about the newest like problem and not come to the conclusion that we've actually come a lot farther in the past 2 years than we ever had in the history since this has started. It's nuts. It's such a money grab by these Star Citizen content creators. It is just it's a blatant money grab. They're just monetizing people for the next sky is falling thing. They know it. They know within the past 2 years this is so much better of a game than it used to be, and they also know that we're still testing the game. You know?
take any risks, so it's just like the last three
fear,
sequels.
right? They
Our
wanna
tank is
monetize,
bouncing
dude.
around like a happy dog
What's
in the
up,
back
Stunner?
of the ship, but at least we could drive a vehicle into a ship that we fly into a bigger ship. We're still
How's my
waiting
boy
for
Stunner
player
doing?
bases and crafting, but at least there's
Good to
no
be back,
EA
bro.
or corporate overlords declaring it complete to
Missed
rush
all
it
you
out the
guys
door, buggy as
and
hell
girls.
for the Christmas holiday. There's not one game like it. Not one. Where else can you log in and wake up in your captain's quarters in the middle of space, stroll on over to the bridge and set a course for a wormhole
Oh,
that
for
you gotta
real,
navigate
for
without
real,
getting
dude.
spit out into some random location, then make your way to some moon where your buddies are waiting for you to help them raid an abandoned mining facility and reactivate an orbital mining laser that blasts open a cave full of sandworms and valuable materials that you can mine with a futuristic Leatherman or an Aliens movie-inspired power suit that can boost jump hundreds of meters through the air. Nowhere's the answer. So we continue to play. Bob's Burgers has a lot of bugs and glitches in the restaurant, but apparently once you taste the burgers, it becomes obvious that
I get so upset too because I know I get comments. They're like, DG, see, this is why DG's a white knight. He's not critical at all. Like, bullshit, I'm not critical, man. I'm telling you my experiences of being from the very beginning of this project. Take it. It's a valid criticism. And the criticism is this, that we have come farther in the past 2 years than we have in the entirety of this project in terms of the amount of content that has hit than we have in the past. Period. Full stop. That alone should make you feel good, especially if you've been around for a long time. It's the Star Citizen content creators that are the OGs that know better, that just want to monetize, and then it's the newer people who don't understand the scope and what's been put into this. It's people just coming to this, you know, that are playing COD or Battlefield, BF6. I can't wait. That's going to be fun.
it's not just a bun and patty that you can get anywhere.
I get it now. It's complicated. It's mystical. It's barbaric.
Thank you.
You are an artist, a beef artist, a beef artist, a poet who writes with meat and buns and pickles like a greasy heterosexual Walt Whitman.
Thank you.
Star Citizen is well known for its considerable development time and bugs, but once you sit down to enter its universe, it's hard to go backwards to games that didn't take the risks to produce the space game we've been dreaming about since we were kids. It's a hell of a lot of fun and one of the best space experiences you can get. If this hit a little close to home, you're not alone, boss. Let us know what keeps you coming back or what finally made you stop. If you've been watching from the sidelines, now's a good time to get off the bench and into your pilot seat. Make an account and plug in the referral code below to make your pockets a little fatter for a better start in the verse. Thanks for rocking with your boy.
Yep.
Big shout out to the Huntress and to
Listen, dude. He killed it. That video needed to happen. This video is long overdue, and I'm glad that Dig That did this video. It's funny, it's poignant, it's dead on. Like everything that he put in here, it's so dead on, and it's so right. It actually puts a light on the Star Citizen content creation community, also puts a light on the naysayers. It puts a light on everybody that just throws shade at this, and I'm glad he did it. It needed to happen. Like a voice needed to come out and say these things, right? And I'm glad that Dig That did that with that smooth, sultry voice. I got so much more I want to watch right now.